Hi Ayush, we just talk about a lot of guardrails in Godspeed. So can you please explain me about schema-driven development?
Correct. So schema-driven development is a best practices that good teams follow. So what does it mean? That your schema serve as the foundation and single source of truth for your application to emerge and as well as for other stakeholders to talk to your application. Okay. So there are schemas of two kinds. First is your database schema. So once you define your data models, your CRUD API and Swagger spec Postman collection can be auto-generated. Okay. The second schema is your API schema, or rather I'll say your event schema. Event schema could include the schema of your HTTP, GraphQL, gRPC API, sync APIs. It could also include async events like WebSocket, message bus or a cron job. All of these are schemas. You are always getting some kind of a data in an event, right? So schema driven development would mean that the central source of truth shared by all the stakeholders inside and outside of your microservice have defined what they expect as input and what they will give back as output. Now, what are the benefits of schema driven development? Is that schema driven development, number one, it helps you get auto generation of your code and documentation in many places. You can even auto generate your automation tests from your API schema to an extent. Okay. The second benefit is it increases the efficiency of coordination between the teams, because the backend and the front end team or the teams of two microservices cannot talk to each other with a shared contract, right? And both have to honor the contract. In Godspeed, the moment the contract fails, it is flagged out. For example, if you are saying in an HTTP response of an API, you will return a certain shape of data, but you as a developer have by chance changed the response, but you have not updated your schema exposed from your microservice in your event schema in Godspeed, Godspeed will return a 500 error from that API call saying this is an internal server error, hence defining a clear boundary of identifying when the contract is failing, so that the other team does not suffer because of a wrong data returned into their application. So this is one of the best practices and guardrails of Godspeed, is to bring schema driven development to teams.
What happens if we did not follow the schema-driven development into our software?
If we do not follow schema driven development, it will take a lot of effort in wiring things up, different event sources, and as well it may lead to a lot of boilerplate in your application. It may basically as well lead to a coupled architecture of your event sources being coupled with your workflows, and as well it will increase friction between different teams working together, hence reducing your agility as a company. So this was about schema driven development, right? Now in the next video, let's talk about other guardrails as well. For example, configure over code.
Thank you so much, Ayush, for clearing my doubts.
Thank you.